Hey, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray, Dope Living TV, live. Keyword live, right here, right now. Hey, let me start off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Having said that, man, we got a great show today. I want to throw a couple of shout outs real quick. First of all, shout out to my publicist, Miss Katina Fields, out there in California. She had a write up, a huge write up in voyagela.com. Fantastic write up, and I guess now she's really gonna be too big for to handle my stuff. So, but it is what it is. I'm just joking. Shout out to Katina. So proud of you. Okay, keep doing what you're doing. She's also managing the J Spot out in California, J. Anthony Brown's comedy club, doing fantastic work out there. What's going on at Marine Hall? Also want to throw condolences out there to anybody who's I know I've seen a lot of posts that a lot of people have lost loved ones and colleagues and acquaintances out there. I want to throw a shout out to them, let you know that we're praying for you. You know, here at Dope Living TV, we definitely feel for everybody. So there you have it. Today, man, we're going to do a couple of things today. November the 11th, the Distinguished Authors Guild is having the second annual actually, award show where they're celebrating authors. There's a little different thing there. Instead of celebrating actors and sports people, and this we're celebrating authors, people that take us out of reality, take us to another world, and just let us release ourselves. We're going to celebrate them. We're having one of the nominees for the show on, Mr. James Carpenter. He'll be on a little bit. Then we have a financial strategist. His name is Jared Baity. He has another way. I've talked to him before. He has another way to make some money. He's going to see if he can financially help our pockets. All right, give us some financial help. So let's start it off. Okay, let's everybody say hey to Miss Gina.
Hey.
She on some extra stuff today, y'all. Look at her. Look at her. What's going on, Gina?
Woo! Everything's going on. We got a lot going on this week.
Yeah, so much. But right off the bat, we got the Distinguished Authors Guild. It's coming up November the 11th. It promises to be pretty good. There's some new authors out there that have submitted their books. They've been read. They've been, I don't want to say judged, but they've been critiqued. And we have one of the nominees here. Let's bring him on right now, Mr. James Carpenter. What's going on, brother?
Good evening. How are you?
Everything is great, man. Everything is great. How are you?
I'm so blessed, man. If I was even more blessed, it'd be two of me.
There you go. So, Gina, I'm gonna let you do this.
Yes, James, it is such a pleasure to have you on again. James is a man of many, many hats. I call him James of all trades.
Yeah, I never heard that before.
James
So you can add that to your portfolio now.
I can.
Well, you know what? We're going to give you a minute to talk about the plethora of things that you do. But first, I want to let everyone know that you are a nominee for the Distinguished Authors Guild. And, this is an exciting time. You guys have been such a pleasure to work with. James even stepped up and lent me a hand with his Zoom when we had issues with our meetings. So,
yeah.
I remember
so that right there showed me that you are a very giving person. Your book is one of those that the authors were just awed about, but I'm not going to steal your shine. I want you to talk about it.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. You've been so gracious, and Brother Greg, I appreciate you guys. You're so giving and so supportive. I'm vice president of CBAN, Chicago Black Authors Network, and we are one of the largest contingents that have an African-American presence at the annual book fair in Chicago, the Lit Fest.
Yes.
Yeah, we're there every year. Yeah. And so, but my thing is this. I do a lot of different things. I have 3 television shows that are streaming on Roku, Apple TV, Fire Stick. I'm also a part of a new channel called JD3 TV, which is being founded by Mr. James Dentley. He's behind that. And it's promises to be something amazing. But my focus and my who, what, and why, I'm a child of God. I'm born again, a believer. My what is I'm a servant. I live to serve, to encourage, to inspire, to motivate people to step outside of the box and go beyond, because our Creator is not religious. Our Creator is not limited. And so everything I do, every book I write, the television shows that I do, our radio program, our podcast, all of these things are focused towards lifting and elevating the people of our Creator. And I've been blessed with that opportunity, and I have an obligation to do that. So that's one of the reasons I wear so many hats, Gina, is, I remember years ago, it was a story told about the Green Bay Packers. I'm old enough to remember the very first Super Bowl, Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers. The Packers won. They didn't have a whole lot of plays, but they had one play where they would run around the weak side. The other team knew it was coming, but they had that one play. They would tell them, "We finna run this play," and they would run that play right over the other team. So my point is that if you got a couple of good tools, you don't need a whole lot of tools. Well, my thing is, if you got a lot of really good tools, then you can really, really run over the opposition. And my opposition is poverty. My opposition is ignorance. My opposition is anything that keeps God's creation from being what He intended for it to be. And that's my mission. That's my wife's mission with the Wendy life and all that she's doing. And so, in a nutshell, that's what we do. We're about lifting the creation to the place that I believe we're supposed to be.
Awesome.
Hey, everybody say hello to Marcella.
Hi, Marcy.
How's
Marcella.
everyone? Hi.
So, James, as you started your journey, what made you switch to writing books? What made you want to do writing books?
I'm a musician too. I forgot to tell Gina that I'm a musician.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to play in a band. I used to play at my church for years, and I play still now. I got a house full of guitars all over the house, and so I'm very creative. And I began writing a book back in 1990. It was entitled "There Is an Ensnared Generation and They Must Be Set Free." I wrote most of the book, but I never got it published. So I continuously wrote and wrote. But when I wrote the first draft of Between the Ticks of the Clock, I hand wrote 150 pages on legal pads, 150 pages handwritten. And so I would let a couple of people test read it, and they were like, "Wow, this is good." And so I put it up on the shelf. Because at that time, I was in the real estate finance business. I'm an environmental specialist. I was working 2 full-time jobs. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't really have the time to give to writing. And Wendy was on my case. She said, "When are you going to finish your book? When are you going to finish your book?" Mm-hmm. So we were at a financial consciousness training. And a lady behind us, she wrote a note and passed it forward. I didn't know this lady. She said, "Finish your book. Get your book published." That right there was the motivation I needed. I quit the mortgage industry to finish that book. And I had it was published by Christian Faith Publishing, and it's done quite well. And there's one gentleman who's been pushing me to convert it to a screenplay because he feels it would make a great movie. I haven't had the discipline to sit down and learn to write screenplays. So I think I may just commission somebody to write the screenplay for the book, for that particular one, because it's actually a 3-part series.
You brought up a good point, James, something that we talk about all the time, especially in writing. I think every author that we have on here have said, I started a book and I put it on the shelf. Every last one of us. But we also realized, and we talked about how having that support of someone in your life also makes a difference. Having a supportive individual, spouse, whatever, to be there and motivate you and encourage you makes a huge difference as well.
It's huge. It is huge. And it's challenging. When I was writing the book, my office was in the lower part of our home and very isolated, which is where I needed to be to write that first book. But what happened, what was interesting, Greg and Gina and Marcella, was as I started writing the book, it started changing shape. And it really began to write itself because everything in that book is historically accurate, is scripturally accurate. There are actual locations, geographic locations that are used for certain things in the Midwest. So just about everything in that book is real, even though it's a fiction novel. The locations are real. Some of the things that take place are very real because I've had extensive experience with the supernatural. And given the way I became born again. And so with angels and so forth, it's a great book for a person to begin to understand the spirit realm and how it works. But it's done in such a way where it's not done in a preachy religious sense. It's more so a real life experience. And you're reading someone else's life.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you talked about you and Wendy have a show called Life Imagine?
We have a organization called Life Imagine. We do master classes and we teach courses on being spiritual awareness. There's a class I did called Arigato, which teaches a spiritual principle relating to money. Brother Greg mentioned a few moments ago about becoming educated about your money. That is vital. But arigato is a Japanese principle that is practiced among the wealthy in Japan, where with every financial transaction, they say the word arigato. Well, that word means despite all of the negative things that are happening around me in my life, I'm grateful and I give thanks for this transaction. So when you attach that one word and understanding its meaning, you are literally blessing your money as it goes out and as it comes in. And to share a personal, because I'm very transparent and I believe in sharing the reality of life. I discovered this right before the COVID crisis came about, and I taught the class that summer during COVID, but I learned it at the beginning of the year. My second book had just come out, Looking for God, Look No Further, Look Within, which became a bestseller. And I began to use that principle. And what happened was within a week, I discovered I had $7,000 in an account that I didn't know I had. I worked for one of the banks I worked for. They'd set up a 401k, was putting money in it and never told me.
Wow.
So when I left the bank, I had $7,000 in this account I didn't know about. As soon as I started applying arigato, I got a letter in the mail. Mr. Barnes, you have $7,142 in this account. What do you want to do with it? Well, given the fact COVID had just hit, give me my money. That's what I don't know what's going to happen. These dollars, I need to take these dollars and get some toilet paper and some cereal and some milk, get some bread, you know. But the principle manifested the entire year. 2020 was the best year financially I ever had, even when I was working 2 full-time jobs. And I began to share the principle, and other people experienced had the same experience of when they began to speak arigato over their money. They saw a change like right away. And in Japan, it's so significant. There are people that can look in your wallet and tell you how you made your money. If you made your money legitimately, honestly, or did you gain your money through strife and dishonesty? Because there's an energy they believe that comes from your money. Well, money is energy, which is why they call it currency. It comes from electricity, which is potential energy. So these are the types of things that we share in our master classes. We also we used to have a radio program, but we came off the air in 2020 because we weren't able to get together with our guests, because we built a studio in our home. We have a studio downstairs, and I have a studio up here in my office, and Wendy has a studio in her office. So we have a little television station here in the house. And
I'm guilty myself.
yeah, that's right. You have your own. You can create without limitations.
Yes, sir.
But so we still have our podcast. It's on several platforms. And as I said, we have the television shows. So we're endeavoring to share the revelation into God's words, which is not, I don't bring it in a traditional sense. I don't know if I know Gina has seen a couple of my videos probably. And they're very much, they're about life, light, and love. Life is your connection to God. Light is illumination. When you have illumination, you can see. When you have illumination, there's no darkness, because fear can only exist in darkness. It cannot exist in light. And love is the most powerful force there is, because God is love. And it's his love that casts out fear. It's his love that prospers us. It's his love that heals us. It's his love that enables us to endure and to overcome things that should take us out. It's his love that's in us from him, and our love for one another. And you all walk in that. I know you do, Greg. I know Gina does. I'm just meeting myself, but I'm assuming by association, she walks in that love.
Got to. Hey, if you want to be on this show, you got to. That's no issue.
Yeah.
Mr. Burns, I have a question. Your master classes, now, are these podcasts or are these virtual?
They're virtual.
They are virtual.
Over Zoom. And I've been criticized, and people have questioned me, when are you going to monetize it? And the thing is, my thing is this: God has given me a mission. He's given me a mandate, and I can't hold that mandate up looking to get paid. I can't hold that mandate up looking for financial support. If God ordains something, he's going to support it one way or another. And what he's done for Wendy and I, he's blessed us tremendously. And he has a way of taking us, which is not traditional. And so while I listen to other people and I learn from other people, I'm not doing anything unless I hear from the Creator first, because he's my source, he's my resource. And without his input into what we're doing, nothing's going to happen.
That is so true.
True.
And a lot of people need to really adhere to that. I actually had that same mantra. Everybody say what's up to Chris Mills.
Hey, Chris.
Hey there, Chris.
Hey, how you doing?
We're talking right now with Mr. James Carpenter Barnes. He's an author. He's a television host. He's a radio host. Does a lot of things. All right. He's also a nominee for the Distinguished Author in the Distinguished Author Guild's Award show as well. So how does that feel, man, to be nominated for your work?
It's again, it's a demonstration of favor. You see, people talk about I'm blessed and highly favored, but they really don't understand what that means. What that means is to say you're blessed is saying I have been given the ability to overcome any adversity that comes against me. And highly favored means I'm given the opportunity for that blessing to operate. Now, I didn't know Gina. I don't know how she picked me or my book. I looked up, and to be perfectly honest, we were interviewed on a show by a gentleman. It's called The Dag Show. So when you first reached out to me, I thought it was him. You know, he's a former rock and roller. He came here with his film thing. He interviewed our family, and he was just awestruck about what we do. And when he saw the studio, he was blown away. And so I was telling Wendy, I said, I don't even know how I got connected with this. I don't know how it happened, but I'm grateful, and it's exciting when the first time I met Brother Greg on the very first Zoom that we did, the excitement that everyone had. Writing is very challenging, and I meet a lot of writers being the vice president of C-Band. And so the discouragement and the frustration, you send your manuscript out and it's rejected, and you send it somewhere else and it's rejected. You know, it's an amazing honor, and I'm more so thrilled for those authors who have no way of getting exposure. They don't know how to access the media. They don't know how to raise or up-level their abilities to create video. Because if you're a writer and you're not using video, you're behind the times. You're behind the times. And so that's something I'm pushing the members of C-Band to get more involved with, is learning to do your own videos, because you don't need a lot of equipment. You just need to have a creative mind. And if you can write a book, you can do a video.
Absolutely.
So in short, Brother Greg, I'm excited, man. I'm thrilled. I'm honored. But to be perfectly honest, I'm more excited for the other writers who don't have the opportunity to have a podcast or be on a radio program or be on Roku or other television platforms. For them, it's life-changing. It's like the sun has come up. Somebody let the shades up and we realize, ooh, it's light outside. There's hope. Somebody's going to discover me. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
Awesome. Where did the birth come from the book? What inspired you?
Okay. I don't tell people this, but I'm going to tell you, Jada, because you special. I was sitting at that time. I was attending a church, Living Word, and there was a skit being done, and it was a story of a young lady who kept getting passed over for promotion. And so she said, I'm going to pray. I'm going to go on a fast. She's going to apply some spiritual principles in her life to help her get this promotion. And she did it. She got the promotion. So I'm sitting there and I said, that would be a great book. So I said, because I used to be in the mortgage industry. I was a loan originator. I had my own commercial mortgage company. I did it for like 19 years and I gave it up to write. And so I began to make notes and it became the book. From that, it's shifted from someone utilizing spiritual principles to get ahead in corporate America to a man discovering his creator and being transformed into a supernatural being.
Wow.
And so, as I said, the book began to write itself.
Wow. Actually, when I started following your podcast and listening to you, I thought you were a preacher.
I am. I've been ordained. I have a PhD in theology.
Okay. I was feeling it. I really
Yeah.
felt it. I'm like, and I said, I believe he's a pastor.
I'm not well, the Road to Eternity, our production team, they call me their pastor. You know, and I embrace it. But I'm not a traditional pastor. And I used to travel and evangelize. I don't know if you remember a radio station called WYCA.
Oh, yes, definitely.
I used to be on WYCA along with John Eckhart, Tom Bynum, Ron Wilson, Carlton. All the preachers in Chicago was on WYCA, and I was on there. And at that time, I was traveling as an evangelist. But God called me into another place. And when he did, all of that came to an end and my life shifted and God took me in a different direction. And I began to study spirituality and the fourth dimension of God's word, because most of us read the word from the third dimension, but there is more than what we read on the surface. There's revelation knowledge in that word. And that is what I teach.
Absolutely. Now we can't talk about James without talking about Wendy, because I saw your beautiful wife last night on the Page Awards.
Yeah.
And she did an awesome job. She's a beautiful woman. Tell us a little bit about your wife.
Well, Wendy is a gift to me. Because of her, I'm here today. I'm talking to you, because I would have still been out hustling mortgages and so forth and ignoring the anointing that was on my life, trying to make money. And she urged me very lovingly, baby, you need to finish your book. It's so good. You can't let it go. And when it was time, I did. As I said, the Road to Eternity came to the house to interview me about Between the Ticks of the Clock. They met Wendy. They met our special needs son, Christian, and they just fell in love with Wendy and said, James, I'm sorry. We like you, but we love Wendy. We may have to put you down for Wendy. I said, that's okay. That's okay. She's worthy. And she was doing YouTube videos on her own with her iPhone. We wound up with an entire television crew coming. They would go on location, as you saw in the Page Awards. They would go on location to special needs schools and organizations and various people that are organized to build up and support the special needs community. She has a passion for that. And her show is called The Wendy Life. She has, she's on Creative Motion. She's on American Dreams Do Come True. And soon her shows will be on JD3 TV as well.
Wow, you guys are a powerful, powerful team.
Oh,
there she is.
Oh my gosh.
Great looking
couple.
couple.
A power couple there.
Yes.
She makes me look good, don't she?
Yes,
She made me look better than I look. I'm here to tell you right here, right now. I'll tell you the truth. She do. She's my flavor.
All right.
You know what they say, behind every strong man is a strong woman, but I say right next to every strong man is a strong woman.
Yes.
So
tell us about James, the environmental specialist.
Well, I work for a governmental agency. I started working there in 92, and there was a tremendous testimony behind that, because I was working. I dropped out of college and I started working at this company on the north side. They went out of business, and when I came out of that company, the world had changed. And so I went back to school and I got my degree in theology, and then went to school for another classes for computer programming. And I had an offer for a programmer analyst and in a water sampler, which is collecting water quality samples from industries. And for some reason, I turned down the shirt and tie job for the environmental position. And I'm so glad I did, because it has been a great place to work. And we have a Bible study at work.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a Bible study at work. It's awesome. And I work with an awesome group of people. The Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, you may have heard of it. Most people don't, but it's on your tax bill every tax season. So I've been there for 29 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been a working dude. I started working in May 13th, 1974. So I'll be in 3 weeks and a few days, I'll be 67.
Whoa. No, you're not.
I know.
Yeah, I'm 67.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be 67. And so I'm really, really hitting my stride now because I've discovered my why. Whereas before I had a what, which I thought was making money. It's not. I found my why and connected me to the what that I was born for. Because 6 months old, I could have been gone. I had bronchial pneumonia. And back in 1955, Black children that got that didn't live. But God spared me because he had a plan for my life.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's welcome Maurice. Maurice, how you doing?
Hey, Maurice.
We're here talking to entrepreneur, author. I can name 100 things, and he has a hat for it. We're talking to James Carpenter Barnes, not one of the nominees for Distinguished Authors Guild. He's just doing so much, and I'm grateful, and I'm happy that you came on to share your journey with us because it's very motivational. And you and your wife are doing wonderful things.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I told her that I told Wendy, I said, Gina watched the Page Awards. She said, really? Because she was sitting here watching it, crying and cheering, and because she knows all these people. And the last one we had live was in 2019, and the love that was in the room was just palatable. It was so much love in the room that nobody wanted to leave. It was such an amazing evening. So we're believing that for 2022, we'll be able to have a live awards ceremony or celebration.
It's coming.
For the upcoming year.
I'm calling it right now. It's coming. You got to excuse me. I'm having some difficulties with the camera, so I'm just going to be here as a meme. I'm looking at you, though. I'm looking some way.
Okay.
Well, I can't wait to read his books. I can't wait. I hate I didn't get one of them.
Marcy was one of the readers, James.
But I didn't get one of your books.
Oh, wow.
She was looking back to see if if your book was one that she would read, but it wasn't. But that's okay because now she's going to get a copy and read it.
Yes, definitely.
Between the Ticks of the Clock it's a ride. And once you start reading it, it pulls you into that world. And that's what I kept telling Wendy. I said, babe, I want to get back to it, but I can't get back to the town, the setting. And when I did get back, it pulled me in and didn't let me go until I'd finished. And so I wanted to do an audio version. I was going to hire a guy. He started reading the book. He said, James, I can't do this. He said, man, this is too much. I can't read this. I'm not there spiritually to be able to read this book. You need to read this book.
Wow.
To do the audio.
Wow.
So why don't you do an audio? What's the problem?
Well, and I really don't. Well, Gary, I don't have any other than I've been so busy. So Lord willing, maybe I'll tackle it during my December vacation because I have a studio. I set it up. I created classes on listenable. I did a course on the subconscious on listenable. And so I have it set up to do an audio book. I just have to sit down and do it. We're
gonna pray on it and make sure that happens. You gotta go and get it out there. When you put up there, November the 6th, 2022, I'm sorry, the 5th Annual Page Awards. She says, I will be sure to encourage him to do it next month. Make sure, Wendy, we want to hear it, all right? We definitely want to hear that. Hey, don't go anywhere, James. Right now, I want to bring on the financial guy, which I think both of you guys are going to be able to give us some insight on all of this, too. This guy I've known for a little while, and He's talked to me about a lot of things from Bitcoin to just financial strategies. Um, I haven't taken yet, but I will. All right, let me bring on Mr. Jared Baity. Jared, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing great. Say hello to the cast.
Hello, everybody. How y'all
Hello,
doing?
Jared. How are you?
And,
All right.
and Mr. James Carpenter, he's an author.
Okay. Pleasure
So,
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Jared, I'm my camera's acting funny, so I'm here though. Okay, but you want to ask first of all, tell us exactly what you do.
Okay. Well, I actually do a few things, but we're gonna pertain to what we're talking about tonight. I'm actually an investor, and I invest in actually forex and cryptocurrency. And I've been actually trading currency for the last few years since 2018, and worked out very well for me. And I've recently hooked up with a new company and learned a little bit more about compound interest. And that's pretty much what I'm excited about. And I want to share with everyone how that actually works and how we can actually be financially free through finding ways to compound our interest.
Okay. Now, we've had people come on here. Chris can attest to this. Maurice actually does things with cryptocurrency. We've had people to come on here and absolutely positively not know a damn thing about what they were talking about.
Okay, you keep it real tonight.
Keep it 100, okay?
Yep.
We don't like to be sold. We like to be told, okay?
Absolutely.
So, tell us about this. Well, first of all, tell us your journey.
My journey. Wow. Okay. A little bit of background on myself. I actually went to school for engineering, so I do love numbers. However, my passion kind of wanted to be more into entrepreneurship. So I actually started looking for different things, and I got into a couple of companies, been very successful, and I'm in the insurance arena currently. So I actually do insurance, do a lot of financial things with life insurance and annuities, and working a little bit mutual funds, and that's what actually brought me here. And just a few years ago, I was introduced to forex trading. And I learned this skill. I figured I said, man, I love numbers, and I kind of just learned it on my own and with a team of people as well, and just been working real well. And like I said, I traded for myself in 2018, and I've been doing pretty good. So.
Okay, so a lot of people don't, and you guys feel free to jump in at any time. A lot of people don't really know. I mean, I know Maurice does. He being real quiet right now. I know he knows.
Right.
But a lot of people don't know about the forex and everything, because I know when I heard about it, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but nah,
All right. So let me talk about that a little bit then. Actually, forex is actually short for exchange. It's pretty much the exchange of one currency to another. So, like, give an example. If we went to Europe, we'll have their euros. If we went to Canada, we have the Canadian dollar. If you go to Australia, we got the Australian dollar. So it's basically the trading of one currency for the other. Money is not really meant to be left in a bank account. They call it currency for a reason, right? If you think of the currency exchange, it's meant to move. And, a lot of wealthy people and banks, they actually trade our money. And a lot of people don't even know that. They think that our money actually sits in a bank. No, the bank actually trades our money in a foreign exchange as well. And that's how they create a lot of their income, their assets, and, profitability. So.
Yeah, let me add to that, Brother Jared. I worked in the banking industry as a loan originator, and I owned my own commercial company, mortgage company. Right. And when the doors close at 5, the banks use what's called ledger entries. Mm-hmm. So for every dollar you put in, they put $10 on the books.
Yeah.
All right. So for every $10 you put in, they put $100 on the books. They take that money and invest it overseas in the yen, Japanese yen, and overnight, that all of our money, imagine several $1 million being traded. If it only makes 1 or 2%, that's a lot of money overnight every night.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're absolutely right. They take our money and they take that and make it potential energy and kinetic energy.
Exactly. And I'm glad you mentioned that. And, you know, when we look at it and if you think about it or even look at your bank statements, you know, I'm not going to name out any banks, but we all know that they don't give us nothing back on our money. A good bank might give you 0.01%, right? You know, or 0.1%. And if you look at that, if you had $1,000 in like your savings account, you're looking at about at the end of the year, you're looking at about $10. You know, that's nothing, you know, and the banks are making millions on our dollar, you know. And so that got me to thinking. I said, man, why am I leaving all my money in the bank? You know, take some of it and invest it and let it work for me like the banks have been doing for years, you know. And that's what really prompted me to say, you know what, let me start looking into this a little bit more. And as I did, that's how I came across some of these platforms that I'm currently using to actually grow my money.
So what are some of those platforms? Like you showed me one. What is that platform about?
Well, the most current one, company-wise, the name of it is Novatech. It's a company, family couple out of West Palm Beach, Florida. Cynthia and Eddie Petillon. They're actually the founder, CEO of the company and COO of the company. And they're actually a legally registered hedge fund company that actually trades our money and give us percentages back. That's one of the companies that I actually use to actually grow my money as well, and it's been working since I've been with them. And I've been seeing an average of over 3% weekly on my money.
Weekly?
Yeah, compounded weekly actually too. We compounded every single week.
Okay, now what does that mean when you say compounded weekly?
So like I say, I'm a numbers guy, so I don't want to get too technical. But give an example of when you use $1,000, for example. If you do 3% a week on that, for the first week you got $1,030. So we don't have a chart able to come to show you all right now, but we will have that next time. But that's $1,030. So now the next week you're not compounding 3% on 1,000, you're compounding 3% on $1,030. And that's how you get to that bigger money very quickly. How you could take $1,000 account to over $4,000 in 1 year. And by the second year, you're looking over $10,000.
So the key is what?
Is to actually reinvest the interest that you're making on your own money. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Reinvest the interest that you're making on your own money.
Put it on top. Take the interest that you make weekly and put it on your principal and do that every week. There's actually a formula out there that actually shows you that. And like I say, there's actually, if you even go on Google and actually type in compound calculator. So even if you don't believe me, numbers don't lie, people do. So you can actually go to Google and type in compound calculator, and you can actually plug in your own numbers and see exactly how this works.
Okay, now I tried to download the calculator.site.com. Had some issues downloading, but I was looking at it and I was playing with it, and I saw how the interest is at 3% interest weekly, how it compounded, as you said, and that was pretty good. Go ahead, Jeannie, you got a question?
No, I'm listening. I'm taking it all in.
Okay, Chris.
You know, I wanted to add this. I wanted to share a story, and I appreciate what you're doing, Jared, because this is something we were talking about in our Bible study just today about finances. And I have a friend who trades options in the market and very successful in doing that. But a lot of times we don't have that knowledge.
Yeah.
We don't have that knowledge, and there are people who don't want us to have that knowledge.
Right.
You know, so I thank God for what you're doing and the fact that you are sharing this knowledge and empowering people,
Right.
because you can talk about how much power you got, you this, you that. But if you don't have any financial capital, how much power do you really have?
Yeah.
You know? And
well, let me add on to that before I leave, because I got to go to an event. Once you understand how money is created, you understand how to make money. If you understand that the Treasury writes a bond that's IOU to the Federal Reserve and the bank is the middleman, then you understand how to create money. Money is easy to get a hold of. We don't. It's just people that look like us don't know how. We don't want to take the research and the time to understand. Even like in the the Forex situation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people of our kind don't take the time to understand it. We're getting better at it now as the years go on. But once you understand how money is created, it's easy to make money.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know, I was involved in an offshore investment once, and I was making like 7% a month, like 7.75% every month.
Mm-hmm.
And me and two other guys, myself and two other gentlemen, we had a plan. We had a written entire business plan to take this money to build a financial education company to minister to guys who'd been incarcerated, families who didn't know, people who have been cut out because a lot of recidivism with drugs and incarceration is because you don't leave nothing else for somebody to do but what they've been doing. They're going to repeat that, you know. So there needs to be something else. Do you know that the SEC came in? It was an offshore account. It was based in Canada. They went in, shut it down, seized all the money under the Patriot Act. Took our money, U.S. citizens' money, because the thing they used was that U.S. citizens shouldn't be involved in something outside of the country. They took our money. U.S. government took it. And what and the people who were teaching people how to set up irrevocable complex trust and things like that, the value of precious metals, they went after everybody that was in that company, and the IRS went after them, auditing them, making them pay back money. They locked a couple of people up to intimidate and push you away from getting that kind of information, because if you learn it, you're going to teach it to your children. And it's just like Chris said, once you understand it, it's no longer intimidating.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know if Greg talked about it. Like a quick thing about myself, and I know commodities like oil, gold, guns, sugar, rice, anything that's a commodity, I was dealing with for like 7 years. They don't want us to know about that. The reason why people say that the U.S. doesn't own their products, everything is made in China, is because the government and the Treasury write those IOUs for the big banks to come in and buy, which is buying our deficit, which is basically them getting ownership of the U.S. And a lot of people don't understand, and not a lot of people know that. You know what I'm saying? Every dollar that they make, we owe $2. You see what I'm saying? So with that happening, we'll never be debt free. But the way we become debt free is selling our IOUs, our debt, to other countries, and other countries buy those IOUs. And with them buying those IOUs, that goes from the treasurer to the federal government, and the banks play the middleman. Like y'all said, at 5 o'clock, the trading starts. Those are the IOUs. That's when that trading starts. Because when we write a check, we got to have money in the bank. When the government write a check, they don't have to have money anywhere. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I said, once you understand it and get everything, you come up with ideas of how to create and make money and create jobs and create businesses and do things of that nature.
That's what's up. See, I can't talk about all of this because you guys are the experts. All I do is spend the money. So, you know, I could sell my.
Greg, you part of the 3 trillion problem of us black people. Come on, Greg.
Why gotta be a problem though, dude? I mean, why does it have to be that? Why can't it just be?
It's a problem, man. We spend the most but don't own nothing.
Oh, come on.
I'm not talking about you in particular. I'm talking about black people as a whole.
You said me.
No, I said you are part of the problem, but I'm not. When I say in that statement, I'm not talking about you personally. I know what you do. If I didn't know you, then yes, I'll be talking about you.
Oh, I know that too. I know for a fact you would. Definitely, man. But you know, I mean, I guess it would be, I'd say, the right thing for us to, you know, do what you guys are doing and share the information. My sister said, "Don't come for Greg." She know me, man. She said, "Don't come for me, Greg."
Who's that?
But my sister, Kara.
Come on. Now, you know, just because she said that, I'm about to come for you. You know that, right? You know how I am, G. Come on, man.
And as I said,
I love sis.
we gotta share the information with each other because as Chris said, a lot of us, we don't know. We're trying to know. We want to know. We want to become financially secure, but we don't know how to do it. All right, which is why I invited Jared on for that particular
Hey,
conversation.
one last
Now,
thing.
I want to actually say, okay, go ahead.
Oh no, one last thing because I'm about to go. We do try to share. We've been trying it for decades and centuries. If you go look at the Marcus Garvey story, the people that don't know, we tried that before. You know what I'm saying? It's just one or two things is going to happen. Someone is going to infiltrate us from the inside, or they, and you know what I mean by they, are going to try to, like Brother James just said, try to come get everything that we created and we earned and we made because they are not a part of it. They want to control what we do at all times. And we can talk about it. If everybody of our kind talks about it, they can't get rid of all of us. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They can get rid of the few, but they can't get rid of all of us. And if we have that literacy to give to our families, please do that so we can go ahead and change this generational curse that we've been in for centuries. I'm doing my part. I'm trying to do my part. I know Brother James, Brother Jared, Greg, I know Gina, Marcy, and I know Maurice is doing it too. But yeah, we have to do that. And that's one thing we have to keep our foot on their necks about, because the stuff that we didn't know in the 80s and 90s and the stuff we know now in the 2010s and the 2020s that's about to come ahead of us, we shouldn't be in this position much longer.
I agree with you, Chris. I'm looking at the things that are happening around me. You know, I just moved out to Miller Beach and I see all of this lakefront property that's being rehabbed and bought up by Black people. And that is such a huge investment. It just makes me feel good to be a part of it.
Yeah. I'm looking for a house out that way.
It's plenty. I mean, they are snatching it up and it's just so amazing. It's just, I mean, when you step outside of your box and see things like that, you have hope and you know that we are trying and we are making strides.
Yes. I mean, you know, my light and my eyes opened up once I moved to Las Vegas. Once I moved to Las Vegas and I saw how people that look like me was able to do it, it opened my eyes up. I don't think I still have this mindset that I have now to do the things that I'm doing now. And I love Gary as a whole, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think I still have the same mindset that I have right now.
But that's true, because my eyes opened up when I started working in Downers Grove 16 years ago. And it's like you got to get out of your environment in order to understand. When you're in that environment and that environment doesn't change and you're seeing the same thing and the same type of thing, you don't really realize what's out there. It's not until you get out there and see it and you're in it that it's like a light just came on.
Yeah,
and you really see something different from what you're used to.
Yeah, my grandfather used to always tell me, make your uncomfortable comfortable. Thing you do in life, be uncomfortable, and then make that uncomfortability comfortable. Once you get that too, there can nothing stop you in everything you do. I mean, Greg, Gina, Marcy, and Maurice know what I'm trying to do and what I'm not what I'm trying to do, what I'm doing.
I'm doing. That's right. We speak those things.
Doing. And what I am doing in life, and none of that would have become possible if I didn't, one, do the research, one, understood it, and really opened up my mind to other things than the normal shooting a jump shot, getting in the booth, and running fast, getting the ball and running fast. Like I've come across a lot of people. Like, a lot of people don't know about David Stewart. You know what I'm saying? David Stewart, he's the owner of WW Technologies. He's the richest black man in the U.S. Actually, the second richest in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know about him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know about Isabel Dos Santos. A lot of people don't know about, like I always say, what's my other guy name out in Nigeria? Oh man, I can't remember his name. He started his company with concrete, cement.
Mm-hmm.
He's the richest man, minority man in the world. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people of our kind don't know about these people. Once you start seeing people like you doing amazing things, like Brother James is doing and Brother Jared is doing, you know what I'm saying? It should be inspiration for you to go ahead and do one life. You know what I'm saying? They're telling you their story and they're telling you how they do it. All you got to do is listen.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 ears.
And take there's a call of action though.
Yeah, we got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Yeah. You know what? Everybody has a story. I didn't mention everybody that my life shifted when I was selling drugs in 1982, and I got born again. I was homeless in a car on the lakefront, and I went from to going back to school and I learned to apply different principles, which is what everything I'm doing is based around, is the same principles I used to go from being homeless to living how I live now. And the thing is, if each of us just reach one person and shift that mindset out of the box of impossibility, because Chris, what you're talking about, to some people, they hear it and they shake their head, but in the heart, they're thinking they don't believe it. It ain't possible. Right. He's lying. He's exaggerating, or he's exceptional. I can't see myself doing that. But God has taken everyday people, and he's doing it. It ain't in the church building. It ain't in religion. It's in life. It's in availing yourself and listening when a gift comes your way. You think about how many people you've talked to, Chris, that you shared what you shared here tonight. You too, Jared. And they say, I want to do that. Okay, let's say if you're doing a presentation, how many people going to show up?
Right.
How many? They need to treat it like oxygen.
Mm-hmm. They do it, yeah. Like they say, if you want to see that is your breathing, you can become yourself.
Aliko, that's who you're referring to, Chris?
Yeah.
And one of the things that, James, that you brought up, you keep hitting these spots that we know is just the truth. All of us on this panel, I'm not sure, Jared, if this includes you, because I don't know your background, but all of us on this panel have had those downfalls that taught us how to be more strategic and how to approach things differently. Like you said, you were homeless. I was almost homeless once. I went through some very, very hard times. Chris, we know, you talked about your background. So I think when you get to that point, that's probably your bottom, where you vow that that's never going to happen to you. So you do things differently and you move differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
hey,
man.
Hey,
One
Jared,
quick thing. Go ahead, Greg. My bad.
It's Maurice.
Please go ahead.
I just had a question. I know y'all wasn't finished with the commentary yet. I was getting ready to ask about a product that's just kind of popped up. And I know Jared and James probably knows about it. It's people taking their insurance equities and using it to invest. They're taking their life insurance and like if they got $100,000, they take half of that life insurance and go and take an investment. How good of an idea is that?
You look at the return. Go ahead, Jared.
Okay, when I actually talk to people about investing and things of that nature, I'll always tell people this. I said, invest no more than you're willing to lose. Because it's simply that it's an investment. I've invested in things that panned out and made me X amount of money. I've invested in some things that didn't pan out quite as well. So I tell people, invest no more than you're willing to lose, because you want to walk away knowing that, that's like I talked about, currency, money. It's meant to move around. Spread your money here, spread your money there. Something will fall on fertile ground and grow and make everything that everything that you've done, it'll be worth it. But if you never take that risk, you'll never know. But I tell people, invest no more than you're willing to lose.
Amen.
And that's good.
I remember this vehicle a long time ago, though. A.L. Williams had this vehicle a long time ago as far as investing your insurance. And
I used to work for A.L. Williams.
Yeah.
And it's similar to it. What they're doing right now is taking your life insurance and basically paying you out your life insurance and letting you use it as an investment tool or whatever you want to use it for. A lot of people are using it for investment tools.
Right.
Yeah. And another thing that people need to research and look up, and it's called Intrify with these banks. Intrifying with these banks, y'all need to look that up, because this is what multi-millionaires use banks for. They don't put all of their money in one bank account. They put multiple bank accounts in there for the insured portion of what that bank will pretty much insure. So they'll put all their money in one account, but from that account, they're intrified to different banks.
That's so crazy. I think about, this company, since I've been doing this Bitcoin stuff, Bitcoin is paying out a nice little chunk of change for the installation of these machines.
They are.
And what's so crazy is I thought about you the other day, Chris. They came to me and they said, well, we're finna switch all this up. And I said, how? Well, they got a machine now that does both. I think I mentioned that to you like 6 months ago. I was like, man, really? where you can start your Bitcoin wallet or sell your Bitcoin wallet. Sell parts of your Bitcoin wallet.
And even in Walmart has actually they issued out 200 Bitcoin machines in their stores, and they're going to actually roll out another 10,000. If I'm not,
you know how much they're making, and Walmart probably pressed them straight to the wall on it. About $500 per machine. That's what they make in a month. That's monthly income.
Yeah,
it
ain't no percentage. That's what Bitcoin is paying.
And a lot of people, even though you don't understand, a lot of people might not understand cryptocurrency and everything. But it's going to happen regardless. It's already happened. But the good thing about it, though, if you do look at it, there are more Black people that are participating in cryptocurrency than any other.
You'd be surprised. It is. There's a lot of us participating.
But you know why, though, right? During this pandemic downfall, they really did a lot of research on Bitcoin, especially with the money they was getting from them PPP joints and all of that. They were really looking like, yo, where can I put this money at so it's not traceable? And that blockchain, a lot of people has been looking into that.
Well, government's finna smash that up, don't you?
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
They're finna smash all of that up.
Well, actually, what the government is talking about now currently is actually trying to create their own stable coin. That's the first step in actually getting in that market. They're looking into creating a stable coin. Stable coin is a coin that actually does not fluctuate with the market. And so that would be their first steps. Of course, Bitcoin currently is not taxable, so it's tax-free currently because it's a decentralized market. They're obviously the country wants their hand in that, but right now it's not taxable.
So is it gonna be detached from the dollar? Is what we're thinking about?
It's not. It's not taxed currently. It's
I'm sorry, detached from the dollar as far as the way it's currency. If it's detached from the dollar, then it can go up as high as it can and down low as it can, versus being attached to the dollar.
It's not attached to the dollar.
It's not. It's not attached. It's a cryptocurrency is a digital currency that's separate from any fiat. Which is okay.
I understand that part. What I was saying, you said the government was going to create their own, and I thought they were going to attach it some kind of way to the dollar. That's what I'm asking.
No, what I believe they're going to do, I believe they're going to come up with something similar to Bitcoin that they can control.
Yeah.
Then they're going to try to crush Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, you know how that works.
But the surprise they in for is Bitcoin is international. It's not just here.
That's right.
And you can't, how you gonna crush a computer program?
You can't.
A server, period.
Well, we can do it now. I mean,
Jared, you got a difference of opinion?
Well, no, I was going to say the steps is first to actually get in that market, get in that niche, which is creating a stable coin. And the stable coin will be basically dollar for dollar. And we would use that digital currency to pay for our everyday things like groceries, haircuts, you name it. That's what the stable coin would do. It'll be really related to equal to a dollar. Dollar is a dollar.
That was the reason why I asked the question.
Yeah. So they want to get in that market, and then they'll be able to tax their stable coin.
And the thing is, they got to do something. Because the dollar's going to die with cryptocurrency moving the way it is.
Yeah,
people are going to start putting their money, exchanging their dollars for cryptocurrency.
Well, they are doing that.
I'm saying, on a larger scale.
But you think about what you were talking about earlier in the federal and the Fed, and we're in debt up to our eyeballs with everybody. They're gonna have to do something. That right there sounds like it's an outie.
And I tell people, movies leave clues. I don't know if y'all seen that movie Superfly. Superfly, the guy was making millions of dollars. He said, "I'm trading my cash for crypto."
No, that's
So I tell people, movies leave clues.
Yeah, but we went through last year. They had a movie about it 10 years prior. You know what I'm saying? So movie tells the truth, man. But I just wanted to say, Brother James, Brother Jared, man, we're going to have to do this again, man. I got to go. But yeah, man, I would love to talk to y'all some more about this, man. I love this.
He want to alone.
Chris be looking to bust people who don't know what they're talking about. This is his wheelhouse, so y'all didn't get busted. So y'all,
no, they do. Hey, look, they know exactly what they're talking about, man.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
We appreciate you.
Like Greg said before, we had people over here on here as we used to call fronting, like they knew what they were talking about.
It's been a couple of them. It's been a couple.
But you notice they never came back.
Hey, y'all laughing?
Y'all brothers right here know exactly what they're talking about.
Hey, James and Jared, y'all laughing, but it was pathetic, okay? Because after Chris got through with him, and no, well, yeah, it is. It's all kind of trash on them, okay? Because if you're coming on here, like I said, you notice how I'm not saying too much, okay? Because I'm learning, okay? Marcy's sitting there, she's saying she's learning.
I'm listening.
Okay? She's listening, okay? We don't talk about on this show, period. We don't talk about what we don't know, okay? So there's each and every person on here knows a specific amount of knowledge about something, all right? But we sit up here and we'll listen if we don't know. And I'm sitting here because I don't know, all right? And I ain't saying a word. Marcy's not saying the word, but this is Chris's wheelhouse.
Taking notes.
It's Gina's wheelhouse. It's Maurice's wheelhouse, okay? So you two guys is coming on here with this knowledge, and I can say knowledge because the first part of it is no, okay? You guys know what you're
no.
Yeah.
And that's refreshing, okay? We didn't nobody got mad.
Hey, look, that's why I feel safe about checking out early.
Yeah,
I know I got two brothers on here that continue the conversation.
Finish it up. That's right.
Hey, y'all have a good one.
All right, brother.
You too, Chris.
All right.
Good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris.
That's
right.
Chris is out there in Las Vegas. Just so you guys know, he's out there right on the precipice of starting a NBA basketball team. The NBA is expanding in the next couple of years, and Chris has a team called the Las Vegas Stars that he's trying to get into the league. Okay, and it's looking really good. So, we continue to pray for Chris. He's got a lot of stuff that he's doing and making. He's got a couple of clubs out there in Vegas as well. So, and he's from Gary,
right?
Most definitely. So we're talking everybody else to Mr. James Carpenter. He's an author. and evidently he knows about the finances too. And Mr. Jared Baity is a financial strategist. Okay, gentlemen, we appreciate you guys coming on. First of all, okay, but let me get back to you, Jared. So this new thing, this Novatech thing, it kind of struck my head. Okay, so is it easy to do this type of stuff?
Absolutely. Now, this is something I maybe should have led with, could kind of correlate with people that aren't familiar with Forex and cryptocurrency, to kind of give them an idea. People know about annuities and mutual funds, right?
Right.
So annuity, you can get it, from your a bank. You can get or your job, they might have annuity set up for you, a mutual fund, right? You pay into it over a period of time, 10, 20 years or whatever the case may be, and then you draw off of it, you annuitize it and get paid on it, and hopefully it pays you for the for the remainder of your retirement. So annuities and mutual funds are usually tied to stocks, or the stock market, shall I say. And the way, if you invest in a stock, you just hope the stock goes up. You hope that value of that company rises, right? So you can make your money. When you talk about cryptocurrency or Forex, we actually trade it. So we're trading like I said, the Australian dollar to the US dollar. And so we're making money both ways. We're making money buying and selling the currencies. So that's why it's like 100 times more profitable in essence than the stock market.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I mean, it makes sense. It does make sense.
All right. And what you call that is, when you deal with cryptocurrency or Forex, we call it a PAM account. So it's pretty much your money's pulled together. And in this case, expert traders are trading the currency for you. So you don't necessarily have to have the knowledge. All you have to have is the capital. And years ago, you couldn't even come to the table as far as stocks unless you had, or get in the stock market before they opened it up to the population. You had to be maybe, I think, $100,000. You can actually invest in a company like I'm talking about for maybe $100.
Yeah, you used to have to be an accredited investor.
There you go, James.
Accredited investor, your income is at least $250,000 a year. You got $1 million in assets. It could be real estate, stocks, bonds, whatever. You have accredited investors, sophisticated investors, and you had to be at least an accredited investor to be able to participate in IPOs. That's been done away with.
Right.
So it's become more open. So I did Forex for a minute, and my problem when I was learning it, when I realized I had to be up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, man, I ain't getting up.
Yeah, I was one of those guys at first, and then I think, you know what? I'll go to the New York session. We run from 8 o'clock in the morning to whatever, but I would do a morning session. But the good thing about what I'm doing currently is that you don't necessarily have the knowledge. A lot of people are still working 9 to 5s, and they don't have the time to watch a chart or learn a chart, but they want to participate. So what Novatech has done is put a platform together where they have the expert traders. All you come is with your capital, right? Your investment. They will trade on your behalf and give you the returns. And that's what we talked about. And they've been averaging over 3.5% weekly for 2 years straight.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
how do you spell Novatech?
Novatech FX.com. So NovatechFX.com.
And
3% a week sound good.
Yeah. And if anybody wants more information, I'm gonna give my email address if that's okay, Greg.
That is okay, Greg.
Oh, okay. All right. So my email address is Jared Baity. So it's my name, JaredBaity, the number 6 at gmail.com. So that's Jared Baity 6 at gmail.com.
I will put it up here.
Yeah, just in case we didn't get a chance to cover everything in this session and then do have questions. There it is. Wow, that was quick.
Well, this is first class service here on DopelivenTV Live. You already know.
I have a question for you, Jared.
Okay. Yes.
What's the difference in what you're doing with Forex and the other hundreds of thousands of people that's doing Forex. Like we had a few people on the show, like Greg said, that talked about it, but you know, we didn't see. I mean, when I hear people talk about investment or even what they're doing and they want to pull me in, I look at what they're doing and what they have. If you're driving a beater and you're telling me you make a $250,000 a year with this whatever, this type of investment, I don't believe you. If you're living in your grandmother's basement,
Right.
I don't believe you.
Right.
So just tell me what the difference is in what you're doing.
She wants the first show.
Before you say that, now one of the differences that I know about him is that he ain't asking you to send no money to his whatchamacallit account. And that's one thing I know. That's one thing that, you know, because if you look at everybody's websites and stuff, it's like cash at me this, cash at me that.
Oh no. Cash app. Yeah. Okay. So I think I got your question. If I don't answer it completely, make sure that you get me back on track. But the difference between maybe I'll say this and a lot of platforms that I have seen is one, they were not legally registered. Okay. Which could be okay. Depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Some ask for repurchasing. So say basically you invest money, they're going to ask you maybe, hey, at some point, they're going to want you to invest some more money, right? Or some platforms I've seen where you've invested and then it was a contract. It was like a year contract. And when that contract ended, you had to do one or two things. You have to take your money out, you have to repurchase and things of that nature. In this
Re-up and then fees jump up there too or something?
Right. Yeah, there could be some fees attached to it. What else? Trying to think of some other things that I've seen out there. But with this one, what I see the difference is, and then the other ones that I've seen, some require you to recruit. On other
like
people.
multi-level marketing.
There you go. Yeah, right. Nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I've actually been a part of some MLM companies and I was very successful. Okay. But some people aren't good at that, and the problem I had with that is I was very good at recruiting. Don't get me wrong. I was very good at recruiting, but I don't like to be the only one winning. You know what I'm saying? I want everyone to win. And with this platform we have, if you did not tell a soul, you can win. And that's the difference. Without telling a soul, you just trusting in what the process is that you have in front of you and you take advantage of it, you can win without actually recruiting or worrying about repurchasing and putting more investment in it, and that's what is different.
Man, he needs to be rolling with Jay Real and them because Jeff and them need somebody like that on their team when they're doing this tour.
Oh yes, definitely.
You know what I mean? Oh my God.
So then, Gina, did I kind of answer a little bit of your question?
Yes, you did. And especially when you talk about because when someone initially approached me with Forex, and that was last year, it sounded like a pyramid to me.
Exactly.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with MLM. And this company has that part of it available to those that want to participate. But the good thing about it, there's no one that's going to actually push you to do that because you can make the 3%. That's money you make solely on your own based off of no one else's effort. Just what you are going to make, what you'll receive back is the 3% weekly that you can compound and create a significant lifestyle. And the beautiful thing about it, when I talked about whether it's a 500 investment or 1,000, as you looked over year 1 and 2, I know we don't have any charts up now, but at whatever point you want, you can draw out all your money, or you can pay you for life. Like if you got to a point where it's $10,000, right? That's about $1,300 in interest that you can, in essence, annuitize, for people who understand annuities, and it pays you for life because the very next month you're going to compound for 4 weeks and get another $1,300. So you're going to leave your principal
residual income,
and there you go.
So Jared, is that annuity? Is it tax exempt? This
is not an annuity. I was using that.
Okay.
Because people know about annuities and mutual funds, they're not really familiar with PAM accounts, and that's what this is, a PAM account.
Okay.
So you actually fund it in Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin. Those are 3 different digital currencies, and they pay you out in Bitcoin. And how I actually get paid out is when I make my request, they'll send it to my Cash App, and then from there I just sell it in Bitcoin for my Bitcoin.
Now I asked Jared I said I would give him $1,000, but I don't have the time to sit there and watch it and this and that. And I asked him to manage it for me. Tell him what you told me.
Okay. I can't remember exactly, but this is what I would say. If someone asks me, I say, why wouldn't you want to be in control of your own money? You know, if you're investing your money, you want to be in control of that. I don't want to be in control of your money. And all you have to do is once a week on a Friday, we call it Compound Friday. It takes 45 seconds or less to compound your money. So why wouldn't you want to jump on once a week on a Friday and reinvest your money? Why wouldn't you want to do that? And it only take you 45 seconds to do it.
That's what he told me. And I'm like, duh.
You know what? You know what, too, Brother Greg? I'm going to tell you, man, that is what's happening right now. I trade options and stocks on Robinhood. And they have one button that you click where you are able to, if you sell a stock or you sell an op, you sell your position, you're able to click a button and it automatically reinvest your money, your profit back into your previous position. So you made money and you can reinvest it automatically if you want, or you can manually do it. And that's the thing that we have to learn. And that's what I believe Jared is urging people to, because when you learn it, you can teach it.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's another thing. The platform has an educational platform where you can learn exactly how to trade. You can actually have a demo account where you can actually see the live market and place trades and learn different strategies, so you can actually master the skill set. And I think that was Brother Chris that was talking earlier about, or Brother James that was talking about. That's something you can't take away from you. Once you learn it, you can't take it away from you. That's like a carpenter. You can't take that skill set away from them, or a mechanic. There will always be a car that needs to be fixed. And this same thing with this, once you've learned it, you can teach it. That's if you choose to, but they have that platform for you to learn and to teach you.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Well, I definitely learned a lot. I'm not going to lie. I learned a lot today, okay? Number one, I learned that there are some people in this business, in the Forex and the financial trading, that know what they're talking about. That's important to me. Know what you're talking about, all right? So it's very informative, all right? So first, I want to thank you, Jared, for all of that knowledge, okay? Man, we should do a financial moment every week and have Jared and James come on here and talk,
Without a doubt. Start going into echo land.
Talk about 15 minutes at a time, man. I had to get some cryptocurrency up to pay them though. But yeah, no, we should do that. But we're going to close the show, but I want to give both of you guys an opportunity to give the audience a last final word. James.
Well, I just wanted to thank Gina for inviting me, because what Jared shared, I'm getting in this because I got some money over in my Robinhood account, and I have a Fidelity account as well. I'm gonna move some money over into that so I can get back that money I lost when I first started doing Forex. Because I sold my gold. I sold gold when it was what, $3.95 an ounce.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I had a whole chest of silver bullion I bought at $4.95 an ounce. I had a whole chest of it, and I traded it for gold back in, I forget what year it was, but that's how I bought into the Forex thing. But then when I found out I had to stay up half the night, I'm like, man, I can't stay up. I can't do that. I need my sleep. And I'm working 2 full-time jobs too.
The thing about gold is you could just let it sit. I mean,
You know what?
from what it did, when it did, a lot of people got off too early, way too early. A lot of people got off
I know
at
I
600,
did. I know
500.
I
I was
did.
like, when it went past 1200, I was like, man, what the heck? Yeah, I know a lot of
Yeah.
people got off too quick, way too quick, because it was too high, too quick. And what
James, you
happened
know
is
one where I'm sorry.
people started getting paranoid about economies and stuff like that, and they started pouring into gold. And oh my God, I mean, I didn't think it was going to go up as high as it did. And you know, because a lot of my friends said I'm jumping off, and they jumped off. You know,
Yeah.
they was jumping off at $700. I was like, that's it. You know, that's the ceiling. That's it. That's as big as it's gonna get. But they had got in at like when gold was like, you know, $100, $200 an ounce, and that's still high for gold. I
Yeah.
remember when
They
gold
never
was
seen it.
way cheaper.
They never seen it like that. They never
No, that
seen
was
it.
ridiculous. That was
Even
ridiculous.
silver
Silver jumped up.
was artificially suppressed by the Federal Reserve. They were
Yep.
leasing silver to foreign countries, which is why they kept the price at $4.95 an ounce for like
Yeah.
10, 15 years. But when it broke out, it jumped up to $22 an ounce to $40 an ounce from $4 an ounce.
A lot of people don't know that actually is going to go supernova too, because it's tied to conductors. And guess what we're having a
Yeah.
problem with right now?
Yeah. They got no chips.
So, you ain't got no
Yeah.
chips. Guess what? It's going to accelerate.
Hey,
So
James,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Maurice. How do we get in contact with you? How do people get in contact with you?
And where tell everyone where to get your book, Between the Ticks of the Top.
Between the Ticks of the Clock and Looking for God, Look No Further, Look Within is available on Amazon. You just put the title of the book in, or you can put my name in, James H. Carpenter Barnes, or J.H. Carpenter Barnes, which is the name I write under for my fiction novels. And you want to get the second edition. The first edition is different from the second. The second edition is better because I did the second edition myself. I put a new cover on it. I re-edited it and added an epilogue to it. The publishing company had the first one, so that was pretty much dead now. Mm-hmm. So get the second edition of Between the Ticks of the Clock. And but anyway, Gina, thank you, because you just put some money in my pocket. I'm just saying. You just put some money in my pocket. Brother Jared.
I love what Jared is talking about. He's going to hear from me too.
Okay. Sounds good.
Not a doubt.
Now, I want to say this, to those viewers out there that might see this on a replay or anything like that. My heart is so much for people. And, I do what I do for those single moms out there, for those people that's, working and they have a dream of something bigger or better for their life. This is why I do that. And, I tell people that you gotta, like Steve Harvey said, jump. You gotta do something
Gotta jump.
comfortable, like Chris was talking about. Because that's where your success is being uncomfortable. I put myself in uncomfortable situations for 6 years before I was able to work for myself. It took me 6 years of, trying, failing, adjusting before I was able to be 100% owner of my time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, ain't nothing like working for yourself.
Yeah. So
you control everything.
You gotta take that jump. You gotta, get uncomfortable, because that's where your success is gonna lie. And you can't say, it's funny. People say, like different things. They'll say, "Oh, it's a scam," And when I tell people this, scam is really still confused about money. So,
I like that.
Those people,
still confused about money.
Still confused about money. So
that could be a workshop.
It's okay.
They ain't lying.
Dream, but those who really have a dream of really taking their life to the next level, they really need to find. If it's not this, it doesn't matter. Continue to look for something that when you sleep, you have more money when you wake up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's so crazy. A lot of people want to, if you go into business for yourself, being scared that you're gonna fail. But what if you succeed? What if you do make yourself independent from somebody else making your paycheck? You make your own daggone paycheck. You make your own dreams come true. Um, I was always talking to the young men here that little mentor stuff that I do around here. I always talk and said, if you want something different, you got to do something different. Crazy is doing the same damn thing over and over again. That's crazy. And expecting a different result. I'm sorry, I didn't finish it.
Oh,
You can't pause in between that, man. Just go ahead and get
I'm
that off.
sorry, my brother.
yeah, that's insanity. Doing the same thing over.
And expect a different result. That's crazy.
And we got two
Wow.
powerful brothers on here. Go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
I enjoyed this, man. I hope y'all invite me back.
Anytime you get ready, man, pop on.
I enjoyed this. This is awesome.
I don't care.
We're gonna call it
Anytime
Scam Wednesdays
Anytime
on Dope Living TV. Scam Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Anytime we can send out knowledge and update people, it's always a good thing. That's what we're here to do. That's what Dope Living is.
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay. You can Google us too. All right. But man, we thank you guys tremendously for coming on the show. I wish my camera was acting right, but it isn't. Thank you guys tremendously for coming on the show, man. And I encourage you guys also to continue to spread the word in the various ways that you guys do. It's powerful. I'm telling you, it's powerful. Anytime, I don't care. Anytime you see, because we are on 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock roughly, but anytime you see us, you guys are welcome to pop on and incite us, inspire us with your knowledge. Even if it's not talking about what you guys talked about tonight, if it's something that you feel that you can spread some knowledge on, feel free to jump on. We don't have a problem with that. Jared, appreciate the financial knowledge. I'm quite sure a lot of people are going to be emailing you, bro. Most definitely.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
Jumping.
Like James said, put some money in some people's pockets, man, because that Novatech, I mean, James, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Novatech is simple.
Yeah. Now I'll give you the website. I know I mentioned it before, but you can actually go to, if you want to get more information on it, you can go to Baity, my last name, Baity.novatechfx.com. That'll link you to some more information as well.
Go ahead with that, Greg.
Yep, BAITY.novatechfx.com. That's BAITY.novatechfx.com.
So Baity, NovatechFX.com.
Absolutely.
Real quick so people can see it. Y'all get at him. He didn't ask you. He didn't ask you to send him anything to his
no.
Cash App.
Just get the information.
And the reason I really wanted Jared to come on because he's not. Who is that? Who is that? He doesn't. He's not asking anybody or trying to make anybody do this. He's giving us free knowledge, just like James is giving us free knowledge. And that's you, Gina. And giving that free knowledge, and he's saying, "Hey, take it. I'm giving it to you. It's free. Don't worry about it. Don't pay me. I'm paying you. I'll get you paid. All of that." So thank you, Jared. And James, the name of the books are what again? You're muted, brother.
Between the Ticks of the Clock, second edition, and Looking for God, Look No Further, Look Within.
All right, and good luck on the Distinguished Author Guild Awards show.
I got my award tonight, man. I did. I got my award tonight. Jenna, Jenna, you and Greg, y'all can do no wrong.
Nah, we got our award tonight with you two gentlemen coming on here tonight, man. It's a blessing to be able to come here and have that conversation, man.
Walt Knows Money.
We can always talk, okay? That guy right there, Walt Knows Money, he said he's on your site right now, Jared. This guy, he has a story to tell, okay? Because he helps people financially to get to another level.
Awesome.
He helps people get loans and all of that stuff, okay? but he's going to be on the show actually sometime in the near future as well. Hopefully you guys can pop back on that one as well. But as you said, James, the blessing really is ours. We love doing, when we do this show, we love the fact that we can get people on here that can inspire everybody, that can inform everybody, and it can help everybody, especially African American people, to get to a different level, be it writing a book, be it knowing financial strategies, and Jared, that just seems so easy to do. I'm telling you, it seems so easy to do. Jay said we're making some money, but it seems so easy to do. And of course, everything that glitters is not gold, but I can't see, I looked at the site myself. I'm trying to, and with me, I like to pick apart something. I like to find the flaw in it, and I don't see a flaw.
Yeah.
So appreciate you, man.
And the company has a 5-star rating, over 60,000 ratings, and it was 5 stars. 60,000 ratings, 5 stars. So number speaks for itself.
What we gonna do? What we gonna do, James?
Man,
he got the cash accelerator pushed to the floor right now.
I'm going to tell you right here, right now. I'm on this, man.
Yeah,
see, the beauty part about that, when James is saying this, James said he turns 67. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He number one, he don't look it. Number one, but he's right there when you're saying that you're turning 67. What is it? 2 weeks? He said
3 weeks.
3 weeks, and you're still reinventing. You're still learning. You're still motivating. You're still doing everything that 20, 30-year-old people are doing. Okay, because it's not over. Just because you turn a certain age, it ain't over.
Nope.
So
I'm living my best life right now, man. I'm thankful to God that He's kept my youth, because like I said, He gave me a mandate back September of 1992. I was at a laboratory unloading some samples, and the Lord spoke to me and said, "Your mandate is to gather my people together and teach them that they might teach others, instructing them that they might instruct others, that they can escape that which is to come upon the earth." Groups like this is how ideas come and information is exchanged for us to be able to effectively feed those who don't know. Some people just don't know. And some people know, they're going to get up and do. Some people, you can strap a note to their back and they still can't sing. But when given an opportunity, there are people who will get up and they will do. So groups like this has inspired me. I'm excited, man. I am. I may not look it, but I'm excited.
It's a little late. So we all got a little fatigue right now, but it's all good. We've been so busy getting the Distinguished Author Guild ready for the 11th. And like I said, it's just amazing that, we find individuals like yourselves that can come on here and inspire people. And we appreciate you guys, most definitely. God bless you guys. And, I can't show it. I got my bottle of core water here, man, because core water, pH purified water.
Let's get it on.
And I'm telling you, man, look, this is 100% recycled. The bottle's made from 100% recycled plastic. Okay, and in the seasons that are coming up, this bottle might turn up. After you throw it out, it'll come back as a Christmas ornament.
Or shoe.
Anything. Okay, so let's continue to support these guys. Let's continue to support everybody that comes on the show that know what they're talking about. And oh boy, I'm having a good time in the dark over here. And man, I wish my camera was on, because I like to see people when I'm talking to them. Okay.
Hey, Greg.
Just happened that today it didn't happen. Huh? Yeah, what's going on, man?
Walt Knows Money. He actually put something in the chat, and he I don't know how to reach out to him. I don't know if you want to give him my information. I don't know how to do this on the chat on this part, so just give him my information. Tell him to give me a call.
just go to Facebook and put in Walt Knows Money.
Okay.
And then
Yep.
instant message him.
I'll reach out to him. Okay, got it.
Walt says he creates opportunities from congregating. We create opportunities from congregating. That's just what we did right here. Okay, I've been closing out for 5 minutes, but I just love to hear you guys talk. So, anything else you guys want to say?
No.
Good.
You good?
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Marcella.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys for coming on. You've given a lot of good information today.
Yeah.
A lot of gems.
A lot of it. Yeah.
Okay, and he already sent you a request, Jared.
Okay.
So yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. DopelivenTV live. Okay, we probably got two more. We probably just created 2 more cast members for the show. So, it is what it is, y'all. Okay, we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for coming.
God bless.
God bless.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Later.